So this is a real life example, and this will show you that anything is possible. Trust me. So last year I met a married expat couple, of course. So they're here in Germany, working for a while now. He got a permanent residency already, and he's employed. And his wife got a blue card. So she came after him to Germany, and she only got a blue card for now. And she's also currently in probation period, which will soon, when I tell you what they wanted to do, which will soon play a big factor, that she just started working with her current employer. And together, they have a really good income. So together they make about 10K net per month, which is pretty good. They are living in a self-owned flat they bought a couple of years ago, 3-4 years ago or so, whatever. And of course they financed it before we met each other. So there's like a 400,000, like roughly, in debt on their flat that they currently live in. All right, that's the situation we're having. Now, what did we work on together? They wanted to buy a house around Munich. And if you live in Munich, or if you know anything about German real estate, you know that the prices in Munich and Berlin and Hamburg and Frankfurt, like the Big Ten cities, are pretty high. Let's say it like this. So the house they were looking into is costing a little more than €1 million, 1.2 or 1.1, something like this, 1 to 1.2. Now, when you buy real estate, you have to, at the moment you buy it, you have these additional purchasing costs. And when you buy something, a house, for 1.2 million, the additional purchasing cost is about 10%, so 120,000 euros, roughly. That's a lot of money, and no bank will finance this, at least right now, while having this webinar here. We'll see if this changes. It did change a while ago. So back in the day they did it. Maybe in the future they will do it again, but at least right now they're not doing it. So they need 120,000 euros to pay these additional purchasing costs, which they had, luckily. Otherwise this would have been over now, but they did. So they had about 150,000 euros in savings, which is a lot of money, don't get me wrong, 150,000, but it's barely enough to save, to pay for the additional purchasing cost, which is 120. Meaning, and this results in that they need more than 1 million for the house, on top of the 400,000 they have in debt already, right? So we're roughly at 1.4 million in debt. All right, so far so good. Now comes the difficult part, and I will be honest, for the most time I didn't think what we did would be possible. I'll be very honest here. I told them too. I said the chances of this happening is very slim. So why was this the most difficult real estate financing ever that I did? Well, she has a blue card. And what we do is we work with like the 400 or 450 different banks in Germany that are willing to finance for real estate. So the first ones dropped out when we told them she has a blue card, because banks don't like it, even though he has a PR, but she doesn't, and she takes part of the loan. If only he took the loan, then this would have never happened. So we needed both. We needed both their income, of course. Now, on top of she having a blue card, she was also in probation period. And that's actually worse than having a blue card. Because if you don't know, in Germany, when you're in probation period, you can get fired for no reason within 2 weeks. And of course, banks are scared because she makes like 4K net or something. So he's like 6 something and she was 4 or 3, like right around this. And this could go away within 2 weeks. How did we manage it? We got a letter from their boss stating that after probation period is over, she will get like a real employment contract from the company. So at least this issue was solved. Still though, they had 400,000 in debt here in Germany. They also had real estate back in their home country, which they bought before they came here. There was also still debt on this, like 150 or something, right around this, which is worse. Even though it's just small compared, it's worse than having 400,000 in Germany. Why? Because if you default on your loan, on your mortgage, the bank will just grab your apartment in Germany. Now they can't grab the apartment or the houses that they had back in their home country. The German banks have no right to do this, luckily. So this made it worse. And so 400,000, 150, plus the easy 1 million we needed for the new house. So we're talking about 1.5, 1.6 million in debt after this is done. What else was there? Oh yeah, of course, since they're expats, they don't speak a single word German. And actually the bank and the notary, they require that you understand what is happening. So this is basically the job of the notary. So we had to get a sworn-in translator who will accompany them when they sign the financing agreement, and who will accompany them also for the notary. And yeah, and what I thought was the real neckbreaker in all of this, and so they never ever did a tax declaration here in Germany. They have been here for 3 years, 3 tax years, saying, and they've never done a tax declaration here. And I thought this is what kills us at the end, because who tells the bank who tries to evaluate the risk that they don't have like 20,000 or 50,000, 100,000 in taxes they have to pay to the government, right? Nobody knew. Usually it gets deducted from your payslip if you're an employee, all right? But this number can be off tremendously, like if they get options or whatever. So good tip for you, if you want to buy real estate, definitely do a tax declaration, really do it. So this was the case. And now last Friday, what happened? I got an email saying one bank will finance, they send us an offer that they will finance for 1.04% interest rate. Incredible. No further questions asked, actually. We just sent them a lot of information and they didn't ask for anything else. I couldn't believe it. This is like incredible. Why am I telling you this? When you want to buy real estate here in Germany and you think, or people tell you, it's not possible, you can't do it, you need to do this and this and this, don't believe anyone. Like, This case goes to show you that anything is possible if you just know what you're doing. Anything is possible. Within limits, of course, but anything can be done. Just don't go through this alone. Seek some help and anything is possible.